everybody, welcome back to my channel, Makeup with V. Today I am going to be taking you through a full face of drugstore makeup products. Now, to be fair, I have cheated a little bit and my foundation is not actually drugstore and neither is the primer that I used, but everything else that I use is drugstore. So the way I'm going to be doing this video is, obviously this is the finished look and I'm going to put in a few cutaways of me doing my makeup with the products too, and I'll have a chat about them. But before we get into it, make sure to subscribe to my channel and also head over to Instagram. I will have my Instagram name on the screen so you guys can head over, follow me, and I post on there all the time, just kind of video updates and just makeup updates and basically just life updates too. So head over there and make sure to follow me. So let's go in order. So I've done my primer, I've done my foundation, so now I'm going to be doing some concealer. And the drugstore concealer that I am loving at the moment and is a really great dupe for one of the Tarte ones. So the concealer is the Maybelline Master Conceal Camouflage Concealer. Now this concealer is amazing. It's a really great dupe for this Tarte Marajuka Creaseless Concealer, which I also love and I'm such a huge fan of. It's a squeezy tube and if you just pop a little bit on your hand and you apply it to wherever you want to on your face with a brush. I love my Nude by Nature concealer brush. I think it's awesome. Also drugstore. I just find that this concealer, it's got really high coverage and it doesn't crease, which is amazing. I've got a few concealers that don't crease, but they're not as high coverage as this one is. It really gets rid of my under eye bags and really is nice to use as a primer for your eyeshadow too, which is what I did for this look. I've been using this for a while now and it is such a favorite of mine. I really, really love it. Now on to setting the face. I am admittedly not very good at trying out drugstore setting powders, mainly because all of the ones that I've tried have always given me really bad flashback and I'm really not about that life. So I went for the brand Mecca Max. Now this is more of the more expensive end of drugstore makeup, but I think it's still pretty reasonably priced and pretty affordable. So this is the Mecca Max Blur Veil. You can use this to set your whole face. I kind of just scrunched it around with my brush and kind of picked it up and just dotted it underneath my eyes to bake a little bit. And I've worked really, really well. I've been using this for a really long time, so it's been quite a favorite of mine for a while. I just find that it doesn't give me too much color, which I love in a setting powder because I try to match my foundation pretty well to the rest of my body. So I don't want my powder to really kind of interfere with that and kind of give it a different color. So I find that this is really, really great. I am in the shade Light and oh, I love it so much. It really kind of melts into the skin and locks everything in, and it's just the best base ever for the rest of your makeup. So now that everything is set, we are going to go on to the eyes, and it was a pretty hard choice picking which drugstore eyeshadow palette was kind of like my favorite and the one that I wanted to use in this video, but I chose the Sports Girl Everything's Rosy Eye and Cheek palette because it just has the most beautiful pink. Oh, stuck my finger in on. Ooh. It's got the most beautiful shades in it. There's pinks, there's a beautiful amazing red down here, and I've used a whole bunch of them for this eye look, which is, to be fair, pretty dramatic. I definitely wouldn't use this on an everyday basis, but elements of this palette I use pretty much every day. I'll zoom you in. The shades I would say I would use on a daily basis are these three here. So I kind of use these two as transition shades and this to deepen up my crease. And if I'm feeling particularly adventurous that day, shall we say, I might go in with one of these darker shimmers on my lids. But I'm really happy with how this eye look turned out. I think it's really pretty cool and I'm really loving the shimmer, and I'm really happy with how this look turned out. You guys know I am the biggest fan ever of the Sports Girl eyeshadow palettes, so I'm sure this didn't come as a surprise to anybody that I would definitely be featuring one in my full face drugstore. So now the eyes are done, we are going to go on to the rest of the face. So to contour, actually I'm going to talk about this palette for a little while because I used it for, I actually used everything on this palette on my face because it is just such an amazing face palette. It's from the brand Sleek. It's their Face Form Contouring and Blush palette. And these are what the shades look like inside. So you've got a blush, a highlighter, and a contouring shade here. I have yet to find a drugstore contour that is as good as this one. I've had this for maybe a year and a half, almost 2 years. I featured this on my channel in one of my very first videos, so it does have kind of sentimental value to me. It's pretty beat up. There's scratches all over it because I've used it so much and I've traveled with it too. And oh, it's just so amazing. And it's so handy being able to use all 3 of these shades. So I use this one to contour, I use this one to highlight, and this one for my blush. This is a really beautiful shimmery kind of peachy pinky blush, and it is amazing. It's so phenomenal. I think it looks really, really great on the skin. And this highlight is really amazing and reminds me of the Smashbox Spotlight palette. It reminds me of this highlighter shade here. It's sort of like a goldy, shimmery, kind of champagne-y highlight. And as soon as you put this one on the skin, it looks exactly the same. It's so amazing. It gives you such a beautiful sun-kissed kind of glint to your face. It's beautiful. Onto a bronzer. Now this is a new drugstore product for me. This is the L'Oreal Paris Glam Bronze, and it is, oh look at that, it's so beautiful. It gives you the perfect amount of orange for your bronze. I know people aren't supposed to like go for like an orangey look, but I think in the summer to give you a bit of, I don't know, a bit of life to your face, and I'm not a particularly very good tanner, so I rely on products like these to make me look tan. And it's just so beautiful. It's really, really, it's so buttery, really smooth. And there is just the slightest hint of shimmer, like teeny tiniest hint of shimmer, which I really love in my bronzers. And as soon as I put this on, this really reminded me of my all-time favorite bronzer from Clinique. The L'Oreal's probably a little bit darker, but I reckon this is an amazing dupe for this, because this is about maybe, I don't know, 60 bucks or something. This is expensive. So this is the Clinique True Bronze Pressed Powder Bronzer in 02 Sunkissed. It's a bronzer with the slightest hint of shimmer in it, just like this one. And this is like half the price. Plus, I'm pretty sure I got this on sale. The best thing is that at one point or another, in one store or another, they're always going to be on sale. They're going to be half off. They're going to be 75% off. They're going to be 3 for 2. It's so good. So good. So if you see this in, I don't know, Target, Chemist Warehouse, pretty sure they sell L'Oreal and Kmart. But if you do, I would definitely get your hands on it because it's amazing. And I love bronzers that are in this like huge pan. It really reminded me of my Sports Girl bronzer, which I'm just obsessed with. But I figured I'd talked about that enough on my channel. I thought it would be a bit boring if I repeated the stuff that I've been using for like ever and been on my channel forever. So I thought I'd branch out, try a new one, and this did not disappoint. On to eyebrows. Now, I didn't do anything too crazy with my eyebrows, mainly because I'm so reliant on my Benefit Goof Proof brow pencil, I think it's called. But I have been mixing it up with my eyebrow gels. So this is the 1000 Hour Eyebrow Mascara, and it is so good. It is definitely a dupe for the, I think it's called, is it Cabrow? I'm not sure, but Benefit do an eyebrow gel that's colored, and this is definitely a great dupe for that. It is amazing. It keeps your eyebrows in place all day long. It is amazing. Really has great staying power, which I'm super impressed with. And for a drugstore price, which is just, you just can't get any better than that. They definitely sell us at Priceline here in Australia, so definitely look them up. They're an amazing product. I got this in one of my Bella boxes, so super lucky that it was in one of my boxes. Otherwise, I would never really try it. Now, this product I'm super excited to talk about because it's probably my favorite drugstore product out of all of the ones that I've got on my face today. And it is the L'Oreal Paradise Ecstatic Mascara. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. My all-time favorite mascara is this one, which is the Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir, which I have raved about on my channel heaps and heaps and heaps, and I was dying to find a drugstore dupe for this, and I finally have. And it's taken me a while, but I finally found it. I love this shape of nib that's kind of like an hourglass shape that goes in at the middle and is fatter on the outsides. And there just wasn't really one at the drugstore that I've found that really works. And then I found this one, which has a really, really similar wand on it. I have really oily skin, so I always get that little mascara, like those little dots underneath my eyes where my mascara, like I've been looking around and moving around or whatever, and the mascara like transfers on the bottom of my kind of like under eye, and this doesn't do that, which I am just like, it's blown my mind. It really has. And yeah, I'm just really, really excited because I've never really tried a drugstore mascara that has given me the volume that this one does. I've had ones that have kept my eyelashes really nice and long and lengthened them, which is nice, but when you want a bit of like drama, you want some volume, this is the one. It is amazing. Love it so much. And I got this half off because there was a sale on at, I want to say Chemist Warehouse, can't remember. It's L'Oreal, so whenever I got this one, I got this one. Oh, it was just so good. Now, finally onto the lips. Now, I haven't actually been particularly adventurous with my lips with the drugstore, but what I have discovered are these L'Oreal Lip Liner Couture. And this is in the shade 630 Beige. And it is just a really gorgeous kind of like nude mauvey lip. Kind of like everyday wear. I've worn this so much to work. I've worn it to like little lunches where you kind of want to dress up a little bit but you don't look too fancy. This is the perfect color, and it's a really, really creamy consistency, but not so creamy that you feel like it's just kind of gonna wipe off in 2 seconds. Really, really beautiful. And then on top of that, I pop this Sexy Mother Pucker lip gloss from Soap and Glory, and I've got to say the best thing about this is that it smells like chocolate. Oh, it smells so good. It smells good, it lasts a long time on the lips, and it's a really great nudie color that doesn't overwhelm your liner underneath. It kind of just complements it, which I love. And it's Soap and Glory, so it's super, super affordable. So that is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!